No one had ever seen such a cruel boy. He stuffed a piece of firecracker into a frog's mouth, and the next second, the frog exploded. But that wasn't enough. He reached for another frog, just as his friend passed him another firecracker. Suddenly, his father, hearing the noise, rushed over in horror and stopped them. The boy tried to explain himself, but his father said sternly, "You're in big trouble now. You've angered the Frog Lord. He'll come for revenge. Whenever one of his children is harmed, he can sense it through your soul." The terrified friend, trembling, said, "But we've already killed dozens of frogs." The father, furious, kicked the boy's friend away. Without wasting another second, he turned to his wife, quickly said goodbye, and set off with his son toward the Frog Lord's territory to apologize. Only through an apology could they hope for forgiveness. As they traveled, the father began to tell his son a story from his childhood. "When I was in elementary school," he said, "there was a boy who looked a lot like a frog. He had no neck, and everyone mocked him for it. He loved playing with frogs, so the other kids bullied him even more. In front of him, they would hurt frogs just to make him cry. But as time passed, every classmate who had bullied him mysteriously disappeared." The father sighed, then added, "I later heard that he made a deal with the Frog Lord and was cursed for it. He slowly began to look more and more like a frog until he vanished completely." Then, in a half-joking tone, the father said, "Don't worry. If they ever try to hurt you, I'll blow their heads off." But before the father could even finish his words, a few gigantic frog tongues suddenly shot out, wrapping around him and his son. They were both dragged deep into a dark, swampy abyss. When they woke up, they found themselves surrounded by thousands of frogs. At the center stood the Frog Lord himself, who shockingly turned out to be the same frog-like boy who had vanished years ago. The father froze in disbelief. The Frog Lord spoke, "You wiped us out without mercy. Now, I shall pass judgment upon you." Bubbles began to rise from the murky water. A massive red frog slowly emerged. When it opened its mouth, the father saw the tortured souls of his old classmates inside, burning endlessly in agony. The Frog Lord grew ecstatic, and the surrounding frogs croaked in a terrifying chorus. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, the father began to chant a spell. The frogs suddenly lost sight of them, but one of them whispered, "Your skin, it's dry, and you have fingers." In that instant, they were discovered again. The giant frog's long tongue shot forward, about to swallow the father whole, while another frog dragged the boy toward its mouth. Then bang, the boy's pistol accidentally fired, hitting the Frog Lord right in the head. Chaos erupted. Every frog began fighting for the throne. Even the massive red frog turned against the others. Taking advantage of the chaos, the father and son ran for their lives. But what's truly disturbing is that after returning home, the father started craving strange, slimy food.